Hey there, Darth Skippy folks. This is Darth Skippy, and I got a new video.
Hey there, Star Wars folks. This is Darth Skippy, and today we're going to talk about something that has just shot up in the news, and it's about a fellow YouTuber. And you guys probably know of Mike Zeroh. I follow him on of course, on all the social outlets, but of course on YouTube because he's a fellow YouTuber. The guy is one of the biggest Star Wars YouTubers there are, and basically today we're going to talk about how Rian Johnson, is basically talking crap about him, and then he goes and then he deletes what he said about him on Twitter. So, okay, that's one of those things where I don't really understand. First of all, one thing, of course, most of you know, and if you don't, you've been living under a rock somewhere. Rian Johnson directed The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, as far as from a fan perspective, was not really received all that well, and still, continues to be not received all that well from the fans. Now, I will say that I did like The Last Jedi, but there were things about it that I didn't like. Now, the movie as a whole, I did like the movie, but as far as some of the character development and things that happened in the movie that were kind of on Rian Johnson's plate, and he made the decisions on, I didn't really agree with. I like the movie as a whole. I love Star Wars, but I really disagreed with some of that stuff. That being said, I don't have any hate towards the man, but when you start attacking other folks like he did here very recently with Mike Zeroh, and then making a reference to Mike Zeroh, like we were throwing something in the wastebasket and saying we zeroed it and things like that. I mean, come on. Can you be any more like 5th grade? That's kind of stupid. Attacking Mike Zeroh is kind of silly. Mike Zeroh is one of those guys who, and he says and gives disclaimers in all the videos that the man does that, I'm not saying that this is official. I'm not saying that I have a source and this is what they're telling me. And there's been some things that came out that he put out there that was 100% right on. Some of the set videos that we saw, or set pictures of the Force tree that was in The Last Jedi. He posted some of that before anybody else did. That was in the movie. So, I mean, it's like the guy is on top of things. He has a real, person on the inside who gives him information. And it could even be somebody from Disney who's allowing him to get information. Because that's one of those things where we don't know what's going on out there. They could be feeding that just to get the hype up. Who knows? And Mike Zeroh is a pretty classy guy because you know why? He hasn't said one thing about it. Not one thing. This has been out for a few days now, and most people will be like, giving Rian Johnson the middle finger and be like, hey, dude, what's your deal? Why are you talking about us? Rian Johnson is not in a position right now, especially with everything that's happened. I mean, this guy is responsible for the backlash for Last Jedi. He's responsible for partially hurting Solo, because Solo was a good movie. But him and Kathleen Kennedy have both been under fire. Mike Zeroh basically talked about in one of his recent videos about how it's very possible that Rian Johnson's whole trilogy is not going to happen now, and that's what he's hearing from a source. He's also heard from a source that in September, which is, hey, you know what the day is? September the 3rd on my watch, and basically saying, it's not even 100% sure if Kathleen Kennedy is going to be there after September. Now, again, rumor mill, and my disclaimer as well. I don't know if any of this is true. I don't know if it's, if it's false. I don't know. It's one of those things where we'll have to wait and see. But if Kathleen Kennedy makes an exit from Lucasfilm, Rian Johnson doesn't get his trilogy, then we'll know that Mike Zeroh is not this guy that everybody keeps saying, as far as Rian Johnson says, that is not reliable. The guy's had some very reliable sources and very reliable data in his YouTube stuff. So, I mean, to act like this and to be childish, I think is kind of one of those things that's really silly. So, but anyway, you folks, I thought I'd just shoot that short video out here today and let you guys kind of discuss it. And you can put some comments down below. I'll be glad to hear what you have to say. And, of course, go to darthskippy.com. Check out my website. I'm going to be adding some more new stuff here very soon. You can get a button. You can get a t-shirt. Here's some cool things I got out there right now that you can go get a hold of. And they're fairly inexpensive. And it just helps support the site and things like that. I don't have Patreon yet, but I'm working on that. So you folks, if you need anything, hit me up at therealdarthskippy@gmail.com. And may the force be with all of you, and I will catch you on the flip side. This has been Darth Skippy. You folks take it easy, and may the force be with you. Peace out.